Well, welcome back, everybody. Nice to see the return of the sunshine across the state line here on this Tuesday. Also nice to see the effect that the sunshine had on our temperatures. Whereas yesterday we were only in the lower to middle 60s, today lower to middle 70s, much more like it. Still below normal, albeit ever so slightly for this time of year. The normal high sits at 77 degrees, but it is a gigantic step in the right direction. Current temperatures now across the region, they sit anywhere between 65 on the low end to the lower 70s on the higher end. The dew points are very, very low, especially compared to the 60s we had here yesterday. Well, why is it cooler off to the north and west, and substantially so at that? There's been some rainfall that has worked through parts of the region. We'll track that for you with Max Storm Tracker in just a moment. Again, nice compared to yesterday. We were about 10 degrees warmer from our high temperatures, and those numbers have calmed down just a little bit. Winds are variable, blowing in from the northeast in some spots, the west in others. There is a cold front that is going to be moving through, which will eventually shift all of our winds back to the northeast, and that will introduce a very, very comfortable brand of air that is set to stick around. So no need for the ceiling fan, no need for the AC. In fact, we might be able to retire both for the year, possibly at least. Certainly, though, in the short term, that is not anything we're concerned about. Round one of showers and thunderstorms kind of looking wimpy on radar from our perspective here in Winnebago County. Slightly more impactful are the storms roaming through Whiteside County. A second cluster of storms is lining up right behind it, although this too has kind of shown some signs of breaking up a little bit here and weakening over the past couple of scans. We'll still keep a very close eye on it because this does at least have a potential of bringing us some wet weather between now and about 10 o'clock, and then that should be about it. Then we clear the skies temporarily, only to see fog return to the area once again. So a whole lot to talk about. Thankfully, I am not talking about there being a severe weather threat. Couple rumbles of thunder, maybe a 40-mile-per-hour wind gust and some small hail, but nothing that would come even remotely close to being severe. Now let's focus our attention on the fog here, which again won't become a factor until much later on tonight, after 4 or 5 o'clock. That's when the visibility should drop below a mile, almost area wide, and in some spots, we could see it go down to a quarter to a third of a mile. So this could be something that does adversely impact the morning commute. Again, though, much like today, wherever there was some fog, it did lift very, very quickly. And here, by the time we got to the late morning, not a factor whatsoever. And once we do see the fog lift, we go back to sunshine. A couple fair weather clouds decorate our skies from time to time. Thursday, we don't have to worry about fog. We actually swing the winds back out of the south and southwest, and so that should lead to some milder temperatures. Tomorrow, though, temperatures do take a small step back. We'll see highs in the upper 60s tomorrow. 69 will be our high temperature. Again, the morning fog might be something to contend with. 73 on Thursday, 77 Friday. I have been forced to insert a small rain chance for Saturday, high 72 degrees. And then that's it. Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, all looking great. We may flirt with 80 once again on Tuesday, and that's going to feel pretty darn good after not having seen an 80 for, by then, about a week and a half.
September 80s feel better than like July 80s. Even,
yes.
You know?
Yeah, because July you expect. You expect it. September, you value them a little bit more.
Yeah.
Thanks, Mark.
All right.
Coming up in sports, the Packers had an exciting start to their season, winning big in Chicago Sunday. The new era has officially begun. We hear from head coach Matt LaFleur on his thoughts going into week 2.
But first, it's best to consider both the advantages and the disadvantages of co-signing a loan. Experts explain what it really means before you make that commitment. Coming up next.